Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over 30 caliber Magnums. Now, in January I did a 30 caliber Magnum showdown, and it was received really well. And so this is going to be part two. I feel like I was missing a few things from that video, and so one of the things was ranking all the 30 caliber Magnums. And so that's what I'm going to do in this video. Also, I added two 30 caliber Magnums that weren't in the last video that a lot of you were asking about. And so let me introduce you to all of the contestants. Here are the cartridges. We have the 300 Weatherby, the 300 Win Mag, the 30 Nosler, the 300 WSM, the 300 Norma Mag, the 300 PRC, the big 30 378 Weatherby mag, and finally the 300 Remington Ultra mag. Before I start ranking them off, I just wanted to give a brief explanation of how I rank them and what I was really looking for in my ranking. So number one, I'm looking at these purely as hunting cartridges, not as precision long range paper target rifles. Okay. The order would be quite different if it was just purely long distance shooting. Now, number two is that I'm only going to be comparing them with factory ammo. Yes, you can get a little bit more performance out of them when you reload, especially a few of them. You really should reload them. But just in this comparison video, I'm doing factory ammo. And then I'm going to do my own version of a 1 to 10 rating scale. And again, this is purely based on my opinion and kind of where I'm from. You'll see why, but I'll get into the ratings much more in a little bit. And lastly, guys, I just wanted to remind you, this is my opinion. I'm not some kind of expert on this, and honestly, all of these cartridges on this list are quite good. But again, it's my opinion. You definitely could disagree with me, and that's totally fine. There are 8 contestants, and so let me start out with the last place finisher. Okay, at number 8, I have the 300 Norma Mag. Now, the reason this cartridge came in dead last was a few factors, and I'm going to explain that to you right now. Here's how I rated them. So I'm looking at each caliber, I'm looking at the rifle cost, affordability. I have that ranking from a 1 to 10. All of these are 1 to 10 except for the twist rate. So ammo cost, ammo availability, the power behind it, and then there's obviously an overall score that I have as well, which this one comes up to as 24. So what holds this rifle back? All the rifles that I could find in my research are quite expensive. I think it's going to be hard to find a rifle under $2,000 for this. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If you see a budget version of the 300 Norma Mag, please comment below. I don't get things right every time. But ammo cost it's really expensive. Availability, yeah, it's all right. Power, this thing is a powerhouse. It's really good. It's quite powerful. The twist rate, as I said, it's only rating from 1 to 5. None of these have a bad twist rate, but the Norma Mag has, I believe, a 1 in 8 twist, which allows it to shoot these big, really high BC bullets, which is great for long range shooting, but it's not as big a factor on game. Let's go ahead and look at the factory loadings that I could find. The bullet using a 215 grain Berger. It's going 3,017 feet per second. It's pretty darn fast. And then energy at 400 yards, it's almost 3,000 foot-pounds of energy, which makes this one of the most powerful cartridges on the list. Moving on to number 7, we have the 30 Nosler. Now, the 30 Nosler is a good cartridge, but it's not the powerhouse that the smaller versions, such as the 26, the 27, and the 28. This definitely is powerful, but as you'll see when I show you the numbers, it's good, but it's not the powerhouse that the other Nosler's cartridges are. Okay, looking at the 30 Nosler, rifle availability and cost. This rifle is pretty expensive. I think you're gonna have a hard time finding one for under $1,000. The ammo cost is also expensive, so I give that a 4 out of 10. Ammo availability, I see it here and there, a little more than the 300 Norma Mag. Power-wise, this is right around a 300 Weatherby, and so it's got some decent power. But as I said in the introduction, it's not the powerhouse the other Noslers give you, but it's definitely good. Twist rate. Comes in a 1 in 10. There might be a few rifles that come with a faster twist rate, but from what I could find, it was a 1 in 10. So I give it a 4 out of 5. Overall, 27.5. Now, the bullet selection, it's definitely much better than the 300 Norma Mag. And there's a bunch of hunting bullets for it. So looking at a 180 grain bullet, has a muzzle velocity of around 3,200 feet per second. And so the energy at 400 yards is 2,400. So pretty good. Coming in at number 6, we have the 30-378 Weatherby Magnum. This cartridge is the most powerful 30 caliber Magnum, and it flies. It's way fast. But there are some downsides when you have a cartridge that overboard. And so let's go ahead and talk about it. Looking at the numbers for the 30-378 Weatherby, you can only get this rifle in a Mark V, which will set you back about $1,200 cheapest. You can obviously get them more expensive. Ammo cost, this is some of the most expensive ammo you're going to find, factory ammo-wise. It's well over $100, probably around the $110 to $120 range. Ammo availability, I always see this ammo, so I give it a 7 out of 10. Power-wise, you're not going to beat it. 10 out of 10. Twist rate, it's coming with a 1 in 10 twist, so a 4 out of 5, with an overall score of 28. But let's go ahead and look at these massive velocity numbers. So with a 220 grain bullet, factory ammo has this at 3,050 feet per second. And interesting enough, if you hand load it, it goes about 100 feet per second faster. So I would recommend, if you have this cartridge, to hand load it to get its full potential. And then the energy, it's at 3,000 foot-pounds of energy at 400 yards, which is pretty insane. Coming in at number 5, and in the top 5, we have the 300 Remington Ultra Mag. Guys, I really wanted this to be higher. I think this is an awesome cartridge, but I'm going to explain to you why it only made number 5. Okay, looking at the numbers for the 300 Remington Ultra Mag rifle affordability, this one is pretty affordable. You can get them in Remington 700s. I know Remington's kind of going down the hill. Hopefully that improves, but they're still a pretty affordable rifle. Ammo cost. This takes up a lot of powder. It's a big cartridge, so it's pretty expensive. It's going to be over $100. Ammo availability. This cartridge is popular, but not that popular, so you're going to find ammo for it. Power-wise, when hand loading it, this thing is near the top. It's really powerful. I give it a 9.5. Twist rate, 1 in 10, most rifles. With an overall score, I give it a 31.5. Now let's go ahead and see why put this only at number 5. There's a couple reasons. One, the ammo costs a lot of money, and ammo manufacturers have not taken a full advantage of the case capacity. So With a 220 grain bullet, you can get it going 2910 in factory ammo. Energy is at 2,700 foot-pounds of energy, which is still a lot. But when we compare it to a 300 Weatherby, this cartridge matches the 300 Weatherby in factory ammo, which it should definitely exceed. So you really got to reload this cartridge to get its full potential. Okay, moving on to number 4. I have, at number 4, the 300 PRC. Let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, the 300 PRC is relatively new, and it's actually a pretty awesome cartridge. Rifle affordability, it's one of the cheaper options. You can find rifles for this starting around $600-700. Ammo cost, ammo cost is all gone up, and this is pretty expensive, honestly. The ammo availability, I'm going to go into this a little more further, but yeah, you can find it. It's not great availability, but it's all right. Power-wise, this thing's pretty powerful. Roughly around the same as a 30 Nosler, maybe a little bit less. Twist rate, this is going to come with a faster twist rate so that you can shoot those really high BC bullets. That's the whole purpose with the 300 PRC. So, you're not going to be shooting small 165 grain or 180 grain bullets in a 300 PRC. It's just not what it's made for. An overall score of 32.5. Let's go ahead and look at factory ammo. This is one of the slower ones with a 212 grain bullet, muzzle velocity of 2850. The energy at 400 yards is still pretty darn good because of that high BC bullet, that ELDX bullet with 2500. So why is this not higher? Well, the biggest reason is there's just not a lot of ammo for it. It's a pretty affordable rifle, but you're really, when it comes to factory ammo, stuck with one hunting bullet. And the ELDX bullet is, there's some controversy about that one. A lot of people don't like it. So it's still a relatively new cartridge. We should really check on this 5 years from now when there's more factory ammo available for it. It could really bump it up, maybe even to number 1. All right, we're getting into the top 3. Let's go ahead and look at number 3. We have my personal favorite, the 300 Weatherby Magnum. So I will admit there is a little bit of biasy with the 300 Weatherby, but I'm not going to put it number 1. So with the Weatherby, you can find these rifles in a pretty affordable package with the Vanguard. Ammo cost, it's expensive, so I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. It's expensive. Ammo availability, in my area, I'm finding it funny enough. Power wise, this guy's pretty powerful. I give him a 9 out of 10. Especially with Weatherby factory ammo, they really load those things pretty hot. So they're going quick, and you'll see. Twist rate, most of these rifles I think are all coming in 1 in 10. Maybe the older ones come in 1 in 12, but all the new ones are 1 in 10. An overall score of 34. One of the most popular hunting bullets for these or grain size is the 180. And you're getting a really good muzzle velocity of 3250. So it's quicker than the PRC and the Nosler. Energy-wise, it's pretty darn good at 400 yards, 2500. Coming in at number 2, kind of a surpriser for me, honestly. I did not think I was going to rate this one as high as it is. But we have the 300 Winchester short mag. So the 300 WSM, rifle affordability, it's pretty up there. I wouldn't say you could get a really budget-friendly rifle with the 300 WSM, but you can definitely find rifles around $600, maybe even $500. Ammo cost, I think this is the cheapest ammo on the list, so that's nice, but it's still pretty expensive. Ammo availability, This one's like the rum, where it's popular enough that it's on the shelf, but not popular enough that people really buy it out. Power-wise, it is also the least powerful. But that doesn't mean it's, weak by any means, but I give it a 7.5. Twist rate, it comes in a 110 twist. An overall score, barely beating out the 300 Weatherby with a 34.5. Let's go ahead and look at the bullet selection factory ammo. So, the fastest that I could find with a 180 grain bullet was 3,010 feet per second, which is pretty good, but definitely the slowest. Which energy-wise, at 400 yards, you're at 2,100 foot-pounds. And of course, number one, I have the 300 Winchester Magnum. With the 300 Win Mag being the most popular 30 caliber Magnum, there is just so many options with rifles. You can get them in an AR platform, all the way to your really budget-friendly Savage rifle. Ammo cost, it's probably just a tad bit more expensive than the 300 WSM, but really close, so they're around the same. Ammo availability, a lot of people are shooting this, and so when it's in, there's a lot of it. Power-wise, give it a little bit more than the 300 WSM at an 8 out of 10, especially when you shoot bigger bullets. You are going to be able to get them going just a little bit faster than the 300 WSM. But they're pretty close. Twist rate, most of your hunting rifles are going to be 1 in 10 with the 300 Win Mag. It does give an overall score of 37. Let's go ahead and look at the best factory ammo, or the fastest. I don't know if it's the best, but this is 180 grain, and it's going a little over 3,100 feet per second. And the energy at 400 yards is pretty darn good at 2,200 foot-pounds. Thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think your favorite 30 caliber Magnum is. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my list. Thanks again. Have a great day.